Yes, sir. This is the Raider Nation Report. Yes, sir. Every Tuesday. Yeah, line is to the right. Yes, ma'am. VIP is to the left. Yes, the new mini bar is open. Absolutely, absolutely. Please say hi to the midgets on the way in. Line to the right, sir. To the right. Thank you. Yes, we do have a new smoking lounge in the back. Please enjoy yourself. Just past the new mini bar. Yes, VIP to the left, regular line to the right. Yes, ma'am, you have to be on a few weeks in advance. Let me know your name, please, and I'll check to see if you're on. Yeah, VIP, you can go ahead and start going in. Thank you. Appreciate your patience. Show will be starting very soon. These guys like to run a tight show. Just getting final things in order. Yes, Commish is in the house tonight. Yes. Yes, sir. Doors will be opening very soon. Apologize for the wait, sir. Any second. Enjoy the show. What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Just where is that, might you ask? Well, fuck. Even in the middle of the motherfucking holiday season, we're in the same goddamn spot, just down the street, past that house, with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop and ask our man Joe. He got a few baby mamas and the holidays hit him hard, so slip him what you should. He gonna point you in the right direction. He gonna tell you to take a left and then a right, and as you find yourself strolling down the street, mind your own goddamn business, you're gonna pass this deep dark alley to your immediate right. Now, as you pass this alley, this sketchy alley with no lights, to your immediate right, as you pass it, this cool breeze is gonna hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core. And you'll find yourself asking, was that the autumn wind? Oh, you goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep dark alley? Well, of course you should. Because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that those of us that stray a little to the dark side of Raider Nation like to call. Deep behind the enemy line, this is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Tuesday, this is the Raider Nation Report, a solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black, and we got a lot to get into. Our holiday is going to be covered with Ronald McDonald. Fucking red and yellow. All up on our holiday, like straight up on the holiday this year. So there's a lot to get into. We got to talk about that 63-point drubbing. Historical drubbing. Got to talk about that. That was nice. It was like an early Christmas present. Hopefully, the holiday season keeps giving on Christmas Day. We'll get into all that. Thank you all for joining me. Yeah. Appreciate my holiday threads. I'm ready. All the holiday goodies are out. To everybody that sent their address in, we sent out some nice little goodie bags. They were all sent out as of yesterday morning, so those are all out, and everybody should have them by Friday or Saturday at the latest. So all of our subscribers have sent your address in. We got some goodie packs coming your way. And if you're not a subscriber, well, why the hell are you not? If you like what we do here at Raider Reaction, hell, become a subscriber. It's the holiday season. Come on. What? Peel it off. You stick more than that in a thong on an occasional Saturday night. So come on. Who might have judged? But no, we appreciate you guys. So all those goodies are out, and we got a solid show for you tonight, man. We got a lot to freaking get into. What's up, JoJo on the West Coast? West Coast JoJo. We got a lot to get into tonight. Let's hit it, man. Let's hit it. That's enough fucking foreplay. Week 15 recap. The QB Club. Playoffs? What? Maybe. It's a possibility. The fucking playoff field's insane. Like, hardly anybody's eliminated. A few teams are eliminated, but not very many. Even the Chargers, the fucking Sparklers are still technically in it. Thought we sent their ass to the couch, and they got, like, half a fucking percent. They're still technically alive. You know, if the fucking moon aligns with Uranus, you know, and, like, this guy loses, and that guy loses, and these guys lose the last three, and, you know, the fucking world topples off its axis, you know, the Sparklers will make the playoffs. That's about what needs to happen. The sponsors, Cool Kids in the newsletter, the Queefs preview, the season on the line, on the damn line. We got a lot to talk about on that one. The future and the WTF. So we got a solid show. Thank you for joining me, man. Happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating, whatever. I don't care. Fucking magical whale, you fucking... Whatever it is. Enjoy it. Let's get into it. Thank you, Robert Paul. You the man. Week 15 recap, man. Let's start there. Where should we start? What's that I smell? It's burning Smurfs. That's what you smell. Smurf Village was burnt to the motherfucking ground on Thursday Night Football for the world to see. And it was just a nice little solace for Raider Nation, a little fucking retribution for all of the bullshit that we've had to deal with all year. They're like, here, have this one. And it was kind of nice. You know, it shut up all of the naysayers. It shut everybody up for the most part. Nobody's really got shit to say about your team after you dropped 63 on somebody. You're just like, damn. You've been looking rough for a few weeks, but damn, after that 63, it's hard to really say anything. So, I mean, that was nice. It was an epic win, and not only was it an epic win, it was an epic divisional win against a divisional rival who was a thorn in the Raiders' side for a good part of the last 2 decades. Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, we've seen their entire careers come and fucking go. And, yeah, that's just a nice one. That's a nice one. You can hold that over any Sparkler fan's head that you know for a while. That's a nice win. That's one you can little stick in your back pocket. That's that fucking ace you can fucking pull out when you need to. Oh yeah, you remember that game? Yeah, you remember that game when your entire fucking franchise just imploded? Yeah, that was something to see. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Couldn't happen to a shittier franchise. So we thought they went to the couch, but like I said, they're like got like a fucking 0.5% chance. So they're technically not out. They're still running. Smurf Village is gone. I mean, they fired their coach. It was a complete fallout afterwards. That was just a great day. It was a great day. Kind of softened the last month, because the last month hadn't been that great. It really hadn't. You lost to the Fish. You lost to the Queefs. You're supposed to be getting shit correct in the bye week, and then you come out with the fucking Vikings game, which was a goddamn back fucking alley fucking coat hanger abortion job. Jesus Christ, the doctor was blind too. This is how Queefs are made. But got through that. Here we are. Had the 63-point game, and it's almost like a reboot. So, and you know, we've had a reboot already. So this is like reboot 2.0 now. So here we go. You should, if you can build momentum late in a season to go up against your arch rival nemesis, the fucking Kansas City Queefs, who you haven't been able to get over for basically the past decade. You can't get past them to get the division. If this doesn't get you, the 63-point drubbing of a division rival doesn't get you up for this game, I don't know what does. It's you've got to be rolling some momentum coming off of this win, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to talk about the Queefs game in extent here in a little bit, so I'm going to roll through a couple of these early topics. I mean, we touched on this in the post game. We've had a while to marinate on this game since Thursday night, so man, we've been running plays of the day off of this game. I mean, there's just so many. The defense, the offense. This was just a complete drubbing. Two things. The Sparklers franchise as a whole completely imploded in front of you. They weren't playing for the coach anymore. They'd laid down. They quit as a franchise. There was no more fight left in the dog. It was not the same team that you'd played at the beginning. Plus, they were playing with a guy who was getting his first NFL start that had been basically a career clipboard holder. And then you had a Raiders team that was actually clicking and really hitting well on all cylinders. And the fact you weren't putting any resistance to defy that or combat that, they just kept getting hotter and hotter and hotter as the game went on, because they were facing no resistance. So if you go out there and you run a crisp route, and you know the defender's not got his heart in it and he's not really after it, and you're open, and I mean everybody was open all night long. I mean it was like pitch and catch. So it was a great game. It was a great feel-good game, but the reality of that game is you can't take anything from that. You can take that as a smack-talking card for Sparkler fans in the future and shove that bitch in your back pocket and hold on to it. This is a great historical win. It's one we'll be talking about forever, like that 50-some point drubbing, 59-0 against the Donkeys that one year. It's just one of those games. Enjoy it. But beyond that week, it means nothing. It means nothing. You caught your division rival wounded in the middle of the field, and you throttled him, embarrassed him, beat him down. It was great. But when you walk away, remember what you just beat the fuck out of. Kind of like the Giants and the Jets. So you gotta take it. You gotta take it with a grain of salt and a little bit of reality, and realize, you know, what we've seen this season. And then we'll start talking going forward. That's the only thing I take from this week, is not taking too much from that going forward. Anything I had to say about assessing this team, talking about talent, who should stay, who should go, anything I said the previous week, I didn't change my tune any going forward. Now, you can change my tune going forward over these next 3 weeks, and you can change a lot of people's. You can get yourself fucking hired, you can get contracts signed, you can get yourself locked up for a job going into the next season. Lots of things can happen over the way you perform over these next 3 weeks. But that one, that's just a feel-good game. Enjoy it. Put it aside, and let's move on. Let's jump in the club, shall we? Let's get in the club. Let's talk quarterback club. Before we move on, we got to touch on it because it was I tell you, statistically a spectacular performance by Aiden O'Connell. He goes, oh, hold on, where was that? I had it here just a second. There we go. 20 for 34. Like, to be accurate, 20 for 34, 248 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, if you're slinging for 4 TDs, you should be 350, but obviously we realized the Sparklers just felt like handing shit out. So, Aiden had a great game. Statistically, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, really all you could ask for. I mean, they were spotting you the ball on the 30-yard field, and he was taking advantage of it. I mean, if they're going to give it to you, he was taking it. He was taking everything that they were giving him and fucking feeding it to him. It was great. He had a good game. He should hold his head high after that game. Obviously, the best game of his professional career. But again, we got to remember who they were playing against. I like what I see out of Jimmy G. Jimmy G is just a true leader. I like what you see out of him on the sideline. He's involved in the game. You see a lot of guys who you didn't see Josh Jacobs on the sidelines. You didn't see the center on the sidelines. They were injured and they're in the tunnel. They're watching for this, but they weren't over there on the sidelines. Like, Jimmy's involved. He's out there celebrating in the wins. He's right there with the guys. Hoyer's there. These guys are engaged. These guys are a whole. They are a unit as the quarterback, which is great to see, man. Which is great to see, and just speaks for his professionalism and why, even though he's got a little bit of a fucking noodle arm, he's considered fragile. Teams are willing to try and gamble on the guy and bring him in because he is a consummate professional and a great guy to have on the team and in the locker room. So, I mean, and then nobody's ever had anything but good things like that to say about Jimmy G. And I think that's kind of showing. But it was. I'm still at the you got to show me with Aiden. I've watched extensively the coach's tapes of all of his starts, and I don't see it. I still don't see it. I'm not sold on him for the quarterback of the future. I'm sold on him for the quarterback for 2023. You're ride or die with Aiden at this point. He's your guy, and Jimmy G's your backup. If shit goes sideways, shit goes left, you got a healthy Jimmy G back there who can jump in the fire and can handle the heat. And I like that. So I think you're set, and you got levels of quarterback going forwards. If you catch lightning in a bottle and you get a little run here, I think these two together can, they've really simplified things. The offense is being run much differently. The play calling's much different. And I think they've tailored it to the inexperience and what Aiden does best. And you seen the success this last week. But damn, man, it was the fucking Sparklers and they'd given the fuck up for the season. They'd laid down for that coach. So it's... Show me. This is the game, man. This is the game. This is the game. Right here. Everybody wants to talk it. Everybody wants to keep throwing the fucking P word out there. It's the only damn word anybody gives a shit about at this time of the season. It's motherfucking December. I'm wearing my fucking fancy, you filthy animal fucking holiday coat. I got my fucking Raider Santa hat on. I mean, I only do this once for one show a year. This one, and it's going to be 2 shows because we got a fucking Christmas game. I'm going to have to bust out my other one, man. I usually don't get into the seconds. It's usually just the first, but we got multiple holiday jackets, so don't you worry. I am prepared for game day as well. But this is what you're supposed to be talking about. This is what all the other teams are talking about. Have you seen the people who are still in the playoff field? It is insane, man. The NFC and the AFC are loaded. I mean, the Sparklers are still technically alive in the AFC playoff field. That's how deep it is still at this point. It's just unheard of this late in the season. So with 3 weeks to go, the Raiders need so much help that you can really only look at what you got to do. And what you got to do is you got to win all 3 games. You got to beat the Queefs. You got to beat the Colts in Indy. And then you got to come home and you got to finish off the Donkeys. You got to continue the donkey streak, the donkey dominance to get into the postseason. That's going to be your last one. And if you do all of that and you don't get in, fuck. You know, it's a winning season and you just missed it. You just missed it. And I would sit down and I would have a harder look at Antonio than I would if they go sub 500. Because if you can make that run and you can get right there, you know, because there was no way he was going to win every game when they handed it over to him. And we all had pegged the Dolphins game and the Kansas City game, those back-to-back games, as his first major test. We knew it. We knew the Giants and the Jets were fucking cream puffs, but unfortunately, everybody got too up in their fucking heads and got way too fucking excited about those two games and thought all of a sudden the Raiders were different than what they were the rest of the season prior. And yeah, I know, we got it's okay. It's okay. We got a little full of ourselves. I got a little wind drunk, but, you know, it happens. And with the 3 losses in a row, set our asses back down in the chair. So I kind of didn't see as much over-exaggerated hype after this last game. I think everybody just kind of took it for what it was. It was an anomaly game. Take it for the face value and enjoy it for what it was. But there's a reality and a possibility that this team can make a run. But it has to happen right here. It has to happen. We've been talking for years, man. Years. About you gotta go through Kansas City to get to the postseason. And this year, it is 150% true. You gotta win the last 3 games to even have a fucking hope to have a fucking sniff of the postseason. And it starts with Kansas City. It starts with them. You gotta put up. This is, I know it's not the ideal situation. It's not the quarterback we'd like to have. Maybe it's not the coach we'd even like to have. But it is what it is. And at some point, it's going to Arrowhead too, man. It's going to Arrowhead. It's in the cold. You got to go there and put up or shut up. It's that time, man. It's that time. You got to win all 3 games, but you can't even look at the next 2 if you can't go to Arrowhead and take down your division nemesis. Oh, I just want to get into it, so let's talk about that here more. Let's touch on sponsors. Clear Live Streams. If you ain't hooked up with Clear Live Streams yet, I don't know what you goddamn waiting for. Get the hookup. Give yourself a fucking holiday present. Go to RaiderReaction.com. It's right on the homepage. There's a button there for Clear Live Stream. It says, give me the hookup. Hit that hookup button. Send Brian a message. Say, hey, man, I saw it on Raider Reaction. I need to get the hookup. I watch all my sports, everything out here in the studio. All my baseball, all my hockey, fucking the UFC fights. Fuck. Those are some good goddamn fights this weekend. Watch those, courtesy of Clear Live Streams. And so, get the hookup. Get the hookup. Raider Nation hooking up Raider Nation. While you're there, scroll to the bottom of any page, throw your email address so you can get into the Dark Side newsletter when we send it out once a month. We're sending that out after the first of the year. And then while you're there, go to the subscriber tab. Realize that you should be a cool kid and help support Raider Reaction, and you could got some holiday goodies sent your way this week. And you can get in for the New Year's raffle that'll be right after the first of the year as well. All right, man. Let's talk some Queefs preview, because I mean this is really it, man. Is it definitive, Chad? Is it definitive? I haven't heard. If I know it's a definite possibility that Josh Jacobs is a no-go. A definite possibility. And everybody, don't believe the fool's gold that you've seen out of Zamir White against that soft-ass fucking defense you were playing against. I mean, that's like the first game Zamir looked like anything, and I'm I mean, you see, come on, man. You see Brandon Bolden fucking popping off runs and shit. I mean, they looked like this multi-headed running back fucking monster that couldn't be stopped. So I said, you gotta take games like that with a grain of salt. It was glorious, yes, but we gotta keep it in the realm of reality. Alright, man, let's talk. This is it. This is where the rubber meets the motherfucking road. This is it right here. This is it. This is the game that fucking matters. This is your 2023 season on the fucking line on Christmas Day. Santa been at your fucking house, or he's left you some fucking coal, one or the other. You already done, all your presents are gone. You're sitting around, and it's fucking, some of you, depending on what time zone you're in, you may have already had your Christmas lunch, you had your breakfast, your brunch, you're getting ready, because it's a fucking early game on Christmas Day, and it's time to get into it early on Christmas Day. I mean, you're just sitting around. You're still most of your living rooms are still going to be fucking trashed, fucking shit everywhere, and the game's going to be coming on. And here we go. The 2023 season will be on the line in 2023. It can live or die before the fucking calendar flips on New Year's Eve. It's right there. You can't even talk about the fucking pony games after this. They mean nothing if you don't take this one. There are no scenarios for you losing this game and going on. Once you lose, it's going to be over. You're going to be done. We know where we're going after that. We don't want to go to the fucking couch. Okay? That is the objective at this point of the season, is to stay off the busted ass couch. We thought we sent the sparklers there, but they're not quite there. They definitely got a placeholder, but gotta stay away. And unfortunately, I know it hurts your eyes. Look away! All the red. This is what Christmas Day is going to be for us. So be prepared. Hostile environment, division rival. Everybody talked about the weather. The weather could possibly, because going there, man, dude, sometimes it can be colder than a fucking well digger's ass. Christmas Day, predicted temperatures in Las Vegas, high of 55, low of 37. Kansas City, high of 48, low of 35. They ain't going to be playing in a whole hell of a lot of different weather than what they're going to be playing in Vegas temperature-wise. So that is the first bit of playing field that I looked at, and I like to see that that's been taken away. So you don't have that. You don't have the advantage that it's so motherfucking cold. Nobody on earth even wants to fucking compete in a fucking thing in that shit. So that the benefit number one for Las Vegas is it's not going to be colder than a fucking well digger's ass. It's not going to be fucking colder than a fucking witch's tit in a brass bra. It's just going to be regular cold. Which to me, that's fucking, that's too fucking, that's subhuman. I don't even know if I could, the thought of sitting outside in 30-degree temperatures, watching a football game, man, I can't even describe. Woo! I haven't been in temperatures like that in a fucking minute, and man, I'd be looking like that kid from the Christmas Story, his little brother. I'd be like bundled up walking in. Be like, can somebody get my phone so I can scan it? Fuck that, man. I don't do cold. Vegas is too cold for me sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I froze my ass off in Vegas a couple times. I'm like a fucking lizard now. 30 is easy. If the sun's out, maybe. Whew. Man, I feel like a couple pairs of long johns on and shit. I don't even own long johns anymore. Nah, I don't know none of that shit. I don't know no Carhartts, none of that shit. I got like, if it's beyond a hoodie, if I gotta wear like beyond a hoodie and like, some athletic pants, fuck it, I don't want to deal with it. Fuck that. Brr. No thank you. But level playing field weather-wise. So that's the first, because, man, it's a big advantage, can be this time of the year for some of these teams. You got to play in Buffalo, you got to play in New England, you got to play in Kansas City, and, it could be a fucking foot of snow you got to play on fucking wind and nasty and cold. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that. It's supposed to be partly sunny on Monday, and, not a big concern. Not a big concern. So that was the first thing that I looked at. So it was nice to see. I don't think weather's going to be a big contributing. Shh, Charles. Hey, I had decades of dealing with the cold. Okay, decades now. I moved away from that shit. I haven't seen snow in fucking 15 years. I think 15 years since I've seen snow. I don't care if I ever see that shit again. It looks beautiful when I see it on social media from pictures of other people other people dealing with it. You can send me pictures of your snow, and I'll admire it from afar. But I don't want no part of that shit. No part of that shit. See, so it's going to be nice. The weather's not going to be a factor, and that's a big thing. I think the key to this game is Patrick Graham scheming properly to be able to somehow neutralize Travis Kelce. I think that is the key to this game. And I think a healthy Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, and I think they can play a big part in that. I think Nate Hobbs is going to have to help out in that as well. But somehow they've got a scheme to take Travis Kelce. And you're not going to take him out of the game. The old fucking who's at Dan Patrick's line. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. I mean, it's kind of true to a point with Travis Kelce. He's not gonna get a goose egg. You're not gonna take him completely off the stat line. But you've got to limit what he does and not make him dynamic. Limit what he can do on some of the big third down plays. You've got to take that guy out. You got to be more physical with him. Got to check that motherfucker at the line. You got to use those first 5 yards to somehow get some sort of leverage. And it's not easy. I mean, we're talking about a future first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he's one of the greatest tight ends ever. It fucking sucks. It's unfortunate he's a fucking queef. But I think that's the key to this game. I really do. Their wide receivers are suspect as fuck. We've seen it. The games that they've lost have been on the hands of their wide receivers. They're not clutch. They make stupid mistakes. They get stupid penalties. They drop in big situations. Travis Kelce is the linchpin that holds everything together on that offense. Mahomes is Mahomes. He can do what he can do. He can get outside the pocket. He can hurt you. But his number one outlet that he looks for and leans on is Travis Kelce. So you've got to be on that motherfucker. You've got to be on that motherfucker because everything runs through him. I get you, Danny. Pacheco's, in the run game, it's not nothing to laugh at, but I think if you can neutralize Kelce a little bit, that everything kind of rolls off of what they do with him. He's really, since Tyreek left, that offense really runs through him. I mean, that guy's having a phenomenal season. And you've got to make them lean. You got to make them lean and beat you with the wide receivers. That's their weakness. But that's the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, you got to score fucking points. You got to put up more than 20 in Kansas City. You ain't got to put up 63. But you're going to have to eclipse 20. You haven't went over 20 against anybody but a couple fucking bottom feeders. This is your game, man. This is your season. You got to come out with a fucking game plan that you are playing to win it all. You got to roll the dice. You got to take chances you wouldn't normally take. Maybe you run some blitz packages, some different schemes that you wouldn't run on defense. You got to do different things than you did the last game. Because the last game, you came out and you stepped out with that first foot like, oh shit, 14-0. Here we go. Getting ready. And then, they're like, okay, we're done fucking with you. And nothing worked after that. No adjustments were made, and they just continued to throttle the Raiders the rest of the game. I don't know, was it 31 unanswered points? Something like that? I mean, you can't have that happen. You got to come out and sustain a game plan start to finish, whistle to whistle against the Queefs to even have a chance in this game. Is it doable? Absolutely. These guys peaked. They've already peaked. Probably a year or two ago. I would say probably last year was probably their peak. They're not the same team they were last year. Can they win it all again? I mean, they've showed that they've got the talent to do it, but I think they've shown they've got a lot more chinks in their armor, and they're a lot beatable than they have been maybe in a season or two prior. This isn't the same team. Without Tyreek Hill, without the key go-to wide receivers that they need, their offensive line isn't what it has been. The defense isn't exactly what it has been before. This team is definitely beatable. And you have this is the time, man. You have to grasp the ring right now. There's no other. The talking's done. Talking's done. The motivational speeches. The this that we win as a team, we die as a team. Fucking hoorah. One for all and all for one. All that shit. That's great. If you don't go out here and beat Kansas City and Arrowhead, this fucking season's over. And you might as well start fucking unloading the clip on the fucking pony games and start playing everybody down the bench so you can start getting tape and seeing what everybody can do so you start deciding what the fuck you're doing in the offseason with all of these guys on the roster. Because the last two games will be absolutely fucking meaningless if you don't go out here and get it done right now. Everything has aligned to this game. This is the season. On the line. Are the Colts beatable? You're motherfucking right they can go to Indy and beat the Colts. Absolutely. Is it a fucking guaranteed win? No, but is it winnable? Fucking right. Is the next game after that? Yes. Both the next two games are very winnable. Very winnable games. Match up very well against both of those teams. Especially with the last one being at home. If you can beat Kansas City and you can beat the Colts, you're not losing to the Donkeys in Allegiant Stadium. The energy in the fucking house will be through the roof, man. Through the fucking roof. I'd bet my fucking... dude, put the house on that shit. I would completely believe in the team that they would handle fucking business at home in that final week. But you got to get through this one. You haven't beat anybody all season worth a fuck. Nobody. Every team that this team has beat has been low-hanging fruit. The Raiders are low-hanging fruit too. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying, the teams they've beaten, low-hanging fruit. The Raiders have been low-hanging fruit for teams as well. But that's all they've beaten. You gotta prove it, man. You gotta prove it. This is the game. It's your nemesis. It's at their home. It's on Christmas fucking Day. You could go there and literally take a hot fucking steaming shit right in their fucking Christmas stocking. Right there. How glorious would that be? There's your fucking Christmas present. Queefers, enjoy. Lose your fucking mind on Christmas fucking Day. That's all we can hope for. Is it possible? It's possible. Probable? It's probable. Percentage-wise, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'd give it percentage-wise. I have faith. I can see how this team can absolutely beat the Chiefs. I've watched a couple of the Queefs games leading up to this because I could kind of see this. I could see this course setting for this week. I didn't think it was going to line up quite like it did, but here we are. Other teams have lost, and the Raiders still have hope. And the season's on the line, and it's legitimately on the line right here, right now. And if you don't think Kansas City knows coming into this game that they can absolutely send the Raiders to the couch with this win? That they would absolutely end the Raiders season? If you don't think they know that coming in, and you don't think that's probably a little extra fucking fire for their ass, oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. They absolutely want this one. As much as we hate them, they hate us. It's mutual. Man, I want this one bad. The Chiefs have just become such a thorn in our ass in every fucking football conversation. They've won championships now. I mean, that was always what we had before over Kansas City. Was they could never win championships. You know, they could win regular season, they could win divisionals, but they could never win it all. Well, now they've grabbed a couple. Now it's time. Got to even that up, man. We've got to swing the pendulum back to the favor of the dark side a little bit. It's got to start somewhere. Somebody's got to build the fire, man. I'm just. Is it Antonio? Is he the guy? Fuck it, we'll just segue into that. It kind of segues into it anyway, what I'm talking about. I mean, is he the one that's going to get it over the edge? Dude, we had the Dolphins game, the Chiefs game. You had 2 weeks to prepare for the Vikings with shit quarterbacks you're going up against. And, you know, they're not a good team, and that's what you came out and did. And then you catch the sparklers last week when they've completely quit on their coach. They laid down as a franchise. They had no fight left in them. Is he the guy? I mean, previous resume is terrible. Previous coaching resume is terrible. We've went over it. We beat that horse, so we don't need to beat it no more. He's got a terrible coaching resume prior to this. But why? On what credentials, Chad, going forward? I mean, to me, it's still wait and see. I'm not sold yet. I don't think you can say yes yet. I don't think you can say no yet either. I think I gotta wait and see I gotta see this whole season. Because if you go out there in this game, you're starting over anyway. And see, that's where I don't think that's where I don't understand. You're starting over anyway if you keep him. He's not going to keep everybody. And what is he just going to run McDaniel's offense? And I don't think you necessarily got to start over if the defense can. There are coaches that come in and keep the defensive coordinators if the defensive side of the ball is not a problem. So I still think that's a possibility. I don't know. I'm just not sold on him, and I'm not sold on whether he can put his own staff together to be successful for the long haul. He's never done it before. You know, right now he's working with McWeasel's staff. So I'm just not sold. I'm not sold yet. Because if he goes out against the Chiefs, and he doesn't even look like he's anywhere even in the fucking realm of Andy Reid, and Andy Reid just comes out with this amazing coaching job, makes the Raiders look completely inept, runs all over us, and, you know, embarrasses the fucking fan base and the franchise on fucking Christmas. You know, that Chargers game ain't gonna mean shit. You're gonna be like, god damn, I forgot what we look like against real teams. So, to me, it's, you know, you gotta prove it. This is the time when you can prove it. You've got this playoff possible run ahead of you where I think you can punch your card. to put yourself to the front of the line. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think you can say yes, Chad. Because this train can go off the fucking tracks real quick. We like where it's at right now. That's what I get it. After last week, we like what we see. Let's remember how we felt the week before. After that Vikings game. See it right now? We're like, fuck, this team's bipolar. It needs to go to fucking up to CVS, get some fucking meds, some antipsychotics. It's high and it's low. You know, we show up one day, they're fucking, they're dancing on the fucking kitchen table. Show up the next day, they're in the fucking corner under a fucking blanket. Highs and lows, this team, man. Highs and lows. So that's what I'm saying. I gotta see it. I'm at the point, I think, now where I bought in. I want to believe that he's the guy. I'm hoping somewhere between the Vikings game and the Sparklers game that was really in the middle is the reality. Like, I don't think the team's as bad as the 0-3 performance, but I don't think the team's obviously as good as the 63-point performance. I think they're somewhere kind of in the middle, so I think you got to show who you really are of these next 3 games. Because if they lose the Kansas City game, can you maintain some sort of sense of order and keep this team pointed in some sort of direction the last 2 weeks of the season that really mean nothing? I don't know. I think we'll see. I think the coaching down the stretch of this season is going to be interesting. I hope it's a very interesting storyline as you're continuing off a win against Kansas City on Christmas Day. I think it's possible because you've got a great defense that's playing really, really good right now. Your defense is playing good. It's creating turnovers, and your defense is going to be coming. If anybody built momentum off of that last game, I don't even think it's as much your offense as it is your defense. I think the momentum of your defense off of that game. Your defense has just continued to get better and better this second half of this season, and I think they can really grow off of that last performance. You've had some changing parts. You've gotten rid of Marcus Peters. You're bringing in Jones at corner, who had that crazy fucking interception jumping that screen pass last week. You're moving some pieces around. Kuntz is playing like a fucking animal on the other side from Max, and you're starting to see the rookie Tyree Wilson come around as well. I mean, you're starting to see some really, really growth on this defensive side of the ball. And when you've got an offense like Kansas City that's not 100% firing on all fucking cylinders, dude, that's where you can flip the script a couple times, get a couple short fields. You end up with some things like what you saw at the Sparklers game. You get some quick scores, you jump on top, all of a sudden, Kansas City's not the come-from-behind team that they quite were over the last few seasons. They don't have the tools. The wide receivers, a lot of drops, man. What have I, like 27 drops or something like that? A lot of fucking drops. And drops that have cost them games. Clutch fucking drops. So, we'll see, man. It's going to be an interesting game. It is really the season on the line. I mean, the playoffs start this week. It is must win. Must win in Kansas City, in Arrowhead. Must win. Fucking crazy. I just love how you can't write this shit to line up this great. I mean, this is what you want. It's right here. I mean, this is how you write it. You know, you've got to go on this winning streak, this 3-game winning streak. You got to go on it right now. Really, it was a 4-game winning streak. You needed to start against the Sparklers, and look how you started it. Hey, you had to win all 4. First division rival on Thursday Night Football. Hey, it ain't your fault they're fucking busting apart at the seams. You just came in to kick chicklets in. Handle business. It ain't your fault they fucking laid down. You let them fucking curb stomp them. That's what happened. Now you're moving on. If you can go in and now handle business against Kansas City, I mean, man, fuck. All bets are off after that. All bets are off. Because I really think you can handle Indianapolis, and I really think you can. I'm telling you, if you get to the Broncos on a winning streak, and you got to go through the donkeys, continue the donkey dominance, the donkey winning streak to get to the postseason in Allegiant, the energy in that house is going to be fucking nuts. I fucking 100% believe the Raiders win that game. If they can win all of getting up to that game. I don't think the emotions, I don't think the donkeys could stop the emotions, because I don't think the donkeys would be in the mix by then. I think the donkeys are going to fall off. I don't think they're in the mix by then. I don't think they're going to have the fight in them that the Raiders would have at that point. I think they'd be a wounded, beaten donkey. We'll see. It's interesting. Thank y'all for joining me tonight, man. Appreciate it. It's an exciting time. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays. Hope you appreciated my festive holiday attire. I'll have some other festive holiday attire for our post game reaction. I will be live on Christmas. Hey man, I'm live every post game, no matter what fucking day it is. I will be live right after that game. I will not be in Kansas City. I will be here in the comfort of my studio. In shorts. But it's that time, man. Let's wrap this sucker up with the little thing. Oh, what do we call it? Shit, man, I don't even remember. Oh, yeah! It's a little thing that we like to call the WTF. It amazes me. This has been a rough season. You know, we've had to have some difficult and tough conversations this year. Talking about coaches, talking about quarterbacks. None of us wanted fucking Jimmy Garoppolo. Nobody wanted Brian Hoyer. Nobody, trust me, none of you. I didn't see any of you guys asking for the fucking kid from Purdue either in the offseason, all right? Let's be realistic. None of us wanted any of these guys. So, the conversations that we've had to have this season are difficult. And sports conversations absolutely change week to week. I mean, if you don't know that, and that's the beauty of sports. You can be shit one week and gold the next. But as soon as you're gold, you can be shit again. Are you real gold? Are you fool's gold? Do you believe in it? We don't know. That's the beauty of sports. That's why we love talking about it. Because you can pretty much talk shit eternally because your argument can change week to week to week. But like no other year have I been trolled on our own page by the people that follow the fucking page. Like every single thing that we say, regardless whatever fucking context it is, somebody will come back and try to cash that. They want to bring them receipts. Bringing them receipts. Listen, we do not have a return counter for your fucking complaints, Karen or Kyle, at Raider Reaction. We don't give a fuck. We talk about in the context of right motherfucking now. The conversation we're having right now may not even fucking be relevant tomorrow. Depends on what happens in the morning. Understand that. Don't come back and leave fucking shitty comments 3-4 weeks on shit 3-4 weeks ago. That shit didn't age well, did it? Nah. It didn't. Just like your mom. Didn't age well. Nothing ages well when you're talking fucking sports opinions. Get the fuck out of here. It age well. You know what? I'll play and I'll bite because guess what? 3-4 weeks ago when I said that, I meant it. 2 weeks ago, what I said 2 weeks ago, I meant that then. What I said a week ago, I meant that then a week ago. And what I said 2 weeks ago, I meant that 2 weeks ago. What I said 3 weeks ago, I meant that 3 weeks ago. In context with what was going on 3 weeks ago. What I said a month ago, I meant a month ago. In context with what was going on with the team a month ago. You can't now go ahead and then come back a month later and be like, see, we should have started him. Okay, fucking Nostradamus. Thanks. There are no return counters at Raider Reaction. We don't give a fuck about your receipts. We don't give a fuck about your I told you so. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You're irrelevant. Pimple on my ass. Lint on my nutsack. I dust you off and move along. Thanks for playing. What the fuck? Like I told so many of them, dude, we just won. We put up 63 points. Why are you a fan trolling your own fucking fan base's pages? Does Raider Nation just forget how to enjoy a W sometimes? It's okay. It's okay. You know, we're a little emotional after that Vikings game. After you lost 3 in a row. After you had 2 weeks to prepare for that fucking back alley fucking coat hanger job that you fucking rolled out there on fucking 2 weeks of prep against fucking, against fucking Mr. Bigglesworth and Nick Mullins. You couldn't beat Mr. fucking Bigglesworth. A fucking hairless cat. Man, I have a fucking kick-ass... I will see some of you tomorrow night, because I am doing fantasy football, so we're knee-deep in the playoffs, so... If you're in the fantasy football games, I will be on tomorrow night talking fantasy football, but until that, I will not see you until after the game on Christmas Day. So have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever fucking pray to your magical whale, dance your wooden shoes, whatever the fuck you do. I don't care. Enjoy it. If it's just you sitting back and fucking killing a bottle of wild turkey, fucking enjoy that too. Well, however you decide to enjoy it, enjoy it. Enjoy your time off. Do your thing. Do your damn dance. Dress however the fuck you want. Just be merry and jolly and be good to everybody. And enjoy yourself. Be safe. I want to see you here on the other side. And let's get that fucking W on Christmas Day, man. Let's shit in their fucking stocking. That's all I got to say. Let's shit in some queef stocking on Christmas fucking Day. And I think that would be a nice little wrap up to a fucking fucked up year for Raider Nation. Have a fucking kick-ass holiday, man. I'm going to see you all on the other side. Celebrating a win, hopefully, against Kansas City in Arrowhead right here with you guys on Christmas Day. I'm out. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.